Peace, prosperity, love, and light. This is your boy, it's your brother, your man, brother Sadiq. I got a real quick thing I wanted to put together real quick. I was thinking about this metaverse. I've talked to my wife about it, right? The metaverse and the glasses and the goggles and all the stuff that's gonna come with it. Don't mind the noise, I'm just cleaning. But anyway, the metaverse, right? They finna pop out these glasses and the Oculus glasses, I think that's the name of them. And ultimately, they're going to have a suit. You know, they're going to have a suit. It's going to go all the way far where you're going to be able to get all of the sensations of life. Like, you know, like they talked about in the Matrix, you know, life is really just what you can feel through your senses. And so if they can put you in a suit and get you to feel everything that you would feel walking around in this real world. See, they've already designed it so that you're locked in your home, right? For a couple of years, that's kind of depressing. So any outlet will be wonderful. So once you get these Oculus glasses and this suit, which I'm sure they're going to perfect in the porn industry as they do with most everything else that is digital that way. So once they get the suit and they perfect it, that'll be almost the beginning. Well, it's already on its march, but I'm saying people gonna lose their minds, man. People gonna be lost in the metaverse, just as real as they're lost in their phones right now. And you can't get a good conversation without somebody looking at their phone, or, you know, you can't have a dinner without, you know, telling the kids to put the damn phone down or the tablet down. You know what I mean? This is already going on. So with that being the fact, when you get this Oculus and this suit, just imagine the level of depth that you're gonna be able to be into. See, right now, the families are coming apart because you don't need to agree with your parents. You don't need to agree with anything in your local society anymore, because on your phone you have an entire world that agrees with you, right? You can always find, you know, 100 people who agree with that perspective. So when you got that, you feel justified in your perspectives, because there are others who believe the way you are is correct. The way you believe is correct. The way you think is correct. So with a group mind think that generally most of us like to take on, very few critical thinkers anymore, it's much easier to believe that, you know, mama don't know nothing. They from the old school. They don't know what the hell they talking about. You know what I mean? So it's easy to dismiss the information that the older people or your parents or grandparents are trying to share with you, because you know, you got 1,000 people on the phone who say the old folks don't know what the hell they talking about, right? So that's an easy thing that's happening now with the simple phones. So imagine when they get a suit that they can put on, bro. The world will definitely change in an extremely drastic way, probably in a very negative way, because you'll lose your attachment to the nature outside. You'll lose your attachment to you know, putting, you know, watching bugs and interact and spiders in the web with the bee and stuff like that. You'll lose all the interactions that we had growing up. You know what I mean? They don't care about, you know, how food grows and, you know, learning things that, you know, that relate to nature. Once they have a suit that they can put on and fly. Right? They put on a suit. Just imagine if you were playing Candy Crush, right? That's a game that's common to the world. Imagine playing Candy Crush in this suit, right? You're actually getting to go inside the game and pick up the balls, and you'll touch them and you'll feel them. You can probably smell them because they have colors, and you know what I mean? They'll have all of these interactive sensory, you know, things in this suit where when you know, pop the ball, it'll woo, and you get all this extra energies, and you know what I mean? The interactivity of the games at the levels that they can, you know, program will just be beyond anything that would match outside. You know, we would, what could you do in the world that would make you feel like you're flying? You know what I mean? Safely, you know, without some weird drug, you know what I mean? But that would compare to how you feel when you're flying in the metaverse, right? When you're doing karate, right? If you're a fat kid at home, or and you want to be a Superman with the super body and this and that, and you can go in the dating world with your avatar and you look beautiful, you can be exactly who you want to be, just like they got the filters on the phones now. They'll create their avatars, and in them suits, they'll be able to have sex outside. I mean, they'll be able to have sex inside these suits, with other people who have avatars, whether they be male or female, and that won't even matter. You know, that's where they're going with all of this non-binary shit anyway. So I'm just thinking about it because it's coming. It's going to be there. It's part of what the future is. They've invested more money in this wave of, revolution, industrial revolution, technological revolution than in when they created cars, okay? Than when the creation of the mass production of cars. It's more invested in this turn than that turn because they see that they already have you, totally locked down with the phones. But one more thing I wanted to say before I go, because I got a buddy supposed to be coming over in a minute and I ain't gonna hold y'all up. They tested how much control they have on society a little bit ago, and I talked about it. It was called the Sillybands. Do you all remember? Anybody remember Sillybands? Well, Sillybands, yeah, they had Sillybands, and they were all over the world. They were just colorful pieces of rubber that were shaped like animals. Didn't even have any. It was just the printed outline shape of different animals. And they had different colors, neon, and some glow in the dark, but it's ultimately just a rubber band. But what happened, I believe, is that the social scientists and the think tanks decided, let us see how much control, how much control do we actually have over these people? How easily can we get them to move toward an idea that we think we want them to move toward? So I believe the Sillyband craze was a test to see how simply and easily and how much control they had on our mental picture, our perception, our reality. So I'm just going to give you my quick scenario. I see 2 or 3 different teams even of think tank members, as they call them, a think tank. That's what they do. They sit around and think up shit, right? When you're a billionaire, you got enough money to decide, hey, I done bought everything I want, so let me now buy people and see what I can control in society like a chessboard. Okay, so you get a think tank to think about how can we prove our control level? Bow, Sillybands. This is the least expensive thing we can do. And if we can get the world to go crazy, it ain't gonna cost us nothing to do it, and we gonna get our test measurement. They made money off y'all silly asses, okay? Y'all bought them Sillybands because y'all some silly asses. And they proved how much control they have over you. The children were the motivation. Mom, I want the Sillybands. Sillybands. A little bag of fucking rubber bands cost y'all $6, $7. You know what I mean? A $6, $7 bag of rubber bands that probably cost 5 cents to make. And they made money while testing on you. Okay? That's my belief and understanding. And I ain't get it from no book. I ain't get it from nowhere. This is just how I feel. And when the Sillybands came out, this is what I said to people around me. This is a test. They're running a test to see how stupid people are and how reactionary they are, and it was very successful. And so when they found out that they could get millions of people around the world to buy Sillybands for, $5, $7, however many were in the bag, what color they were, glow in the dark, you silly asses went out and spent good money on some rubber bands that were totally useless. But that showed them that they have the market for the children, because all of the children were the reasons that you bought them. So the fact that you bought them in the droves as you did, adults, right? They realized, oh, well, we already got the kids. And look what we did to the parents. They got a full good test on y'all silly asses with the Sillybands, and you bought them, and they proved to themselves, yes, we have control. We have more control. And so the 2 teams was betting. One was like, bro, they ain't falling for that shit. And the other teams was like, yes, they are. And the team that won was the team that proved, oh, yes, they are. Because you all did. You fell for the Sillyband craze. There is no use in a damn rubber band outside of whatever you would have used the rubber band for before. The silly, crazy shape. Oh, it's a glow-in-the-dark animal shape. So I got to spend $7 on a bag of damn rubber bands. So, yeah, I'm just ranting because I'm thinking about how controlled you are and how much control they have. And so the threat of this meta and these Oculus glasses and the sensors that will go into these suits that they will ultimately test on the, in the porn industry. Porn is, probably 70% of all activity online. 65-70% of all activity online. So why would you not test in the highest, utilized market? It only makes sense. And so what would they test? They would test the suit to see if you can feel things. And that's what's going down. So y'all better pay attention. So when it happens, it's going to transform our society in a way that we were not prepared for. And I hope that it causes some people to think and say, hey, you're right, man. We need to learn this nature. We need to go back outside and learn the plants, because everything that grows in our environment has a use for us. And we don't have a clue to what that is anymore. We maybe need to go back to the Aboriginals and to the Indians and to the Africans and to those who are still close to the earth and understand exactly how everything is utilized and what it's for, versus allowing us and ourselves to be ushered into a goddamn robot world where we will be acting through damn avatars and suits and robot boots and sex suits and everything online. You'll be meeting online. Your children will be going to school online. You'll be dating online, because you won't have the need to go out the house, and you're going to be a fat ass with terrible health, because they are not telling you how to continue your life. They're telling you how to continue consuming. So real quick, that's it. Just wanted to drop that real quick tidbit. In fact, I'm gonna give a shout out to your boy Dane Calloway, because this is also a thought that you can take in and maybe do a little research about. They said that Africans come from, or the black people in America come from Africa. And then they say slaves started in what year? This is just an equation for you to go check. Slavery started in what year and ended in what year? Take those numbers. And then from the amount of people that they said could be shipped on the boats, which I think they said it was no more than 3,000 people at a time, and they would lose half the cargo. So 1,500 people arriving at a time, right? Anyway, do the math. 12 million in those years, when you can only get about 1,500 per trip. How many years would it have taken to get millions of us over here? I don't believe we're from somewhere else. I believe we are from here. I believe that they moved us around, just like they, brought people from, the islands here into slavery, and they moved people from South America here, and they moved people from here to South America and to different islands, and just moved people around like three-car money. And so we are confused, and we don't know who we are. We don't know if we're Africans, if we're Mayans, if we're Aztec, if we're Indians. You know what I mean? So yeah, they did a good job with that. But the fact of the matter is, all of the proof is coming to light. And so shout out to Dane Calloway, and I'm just here to make you think. Yeah, that's his motto, and I'm stealing it, because that's all this video is about today. I'm just here to make you think. Think about these things, right? All of us came from there. Why some of us know, oh, we got Indian in our blood. We've long known that. And if you look at history and you go through the records, all of the races that were not white got grouped into different same categories. Negro, black, okay? All of these things happened. They are proven and provable. So it's hard to believe anything that these people say. So continue to do your research, continue to live. I love y'all. Peace and blessings. I'm gonna get out of here. But those are some things to think about.